So, my friend Rodrigo here suggested to me that we make some videos some months ago, I think maybe like 6 months ago even we spoke about it. But of course the world changed very dramatically 3 months ago, and here we are making the video at this point in a very difficult set of changes for humanity. So I'm going to focus a little bit on how we can address that. What's the best way that we can first of all, deal with the level of stress that is in the world at the moment. What's the best way we can do that? And secondly, talk a little bit about immunity, how we can make our nervous system immune from not only coronavirus, but anything that comes in to attack it. And so first of all, when we speak about stress, there was a study done, or maybe more than one study done, a few years back, that spoke about the fact that when we're in a stressful situation, the amount of stress that we feel is probably 70% created by ourselves. There's the actual stress of a situation, such as we have to work long hours at work, and that's going to strain your body a bit. But then the stress that we put on top of that, well, is something that we can actually learn to deal with and reduce our stress dramatically. And one great way to do that is the practice of meditation. And meditation also is the most, in my opinion, is the most effective way that you can boost your immune system. Of course, there are many ways to do that. But to reduce your level of stress in day-to-day life and have a strong immune system, I really recommend meditation. I've been teaching that for 45 years. I do know a bit about it and practicing it, not only teaching it. So when we actually start meditation, it's beginning to make a change in how we approach living. And principally, the first aspect of this change is to stop projecting any inner discomfort we might have ourselves onto the world and to other people in our lives outside of ourselves. Because we all tend to do that, and that's what we call blame. When we feel uncomfortable, we're feeling sadness, anger, fear. They're the three most powerful emotions that people have difficulty with. When we're feeling those, we tend to begin blaming other people for it. This happens in couples a lot, and it's a big strain on people's marriage. But what the first thing we need to do is to begin to take responsibility for our own feelings and not blame other people. Instead of saying, you made me angry, it's far better to say, I feel angry right now. And if the anger is strong enough, if it's very strong and you feel you can't deal with it, you walk away and come back later when you calm down and have a discussion about what brought that anger up with the person. So then, once we start to do that, it brings a very big change in our lives. It's the change that looking inwardly instead of constantly looking outward. So that's just the beginning of, we could call spiritual life, spiritual living, or we could also call it conscious living, becoming more conscious. Because we can't be conscious if we're constantly blaming other people and other situations for our own misery, our own suffering. The moment we start to take responsibility for it, that is the beginning of waking up, beginning to come back to who we really are. That's
interesting thing you said at the beginning of this video about how much percent of it, like you said that we
70
self-created. Our problems are self-created.
Yeah.
We're recording this May 2020. Okay, so in the middle of the quarantine of the coronavirus.
Right.
And about a month ago, I saw this on TV, not on the internet or any suspicious blog or anything like that. I saw it in one of the biggest TV channels global. They were saying that from all patients that went to hospital, and during the beginning of the pandemic period, it was half of March, more or less, officially. From all of these patients, about only 20% had really something. Yeah. Not necessarily coronavirus, but something. Right. That were, those patients that were complaining of difficulties to breathe. Mm-hmm. All right. Only 20 had something. flu, whatever, you know, constipation, whatever. And from 20%, like 1 or 2% were coronavirus infect, and the other 80%, I'll quote the reporter the way he put it. I accidentally laughed because of the, you know, understanding what we understand.
Sure.
I say eight, and I quote him: 80% we simply do not understand why they were in hospital. 80%, not 60, not 50, 80, 80.
Imagined symptoms a lot of the
Imagined
time.
symptoms.
Yeah. And that is to do with what we can call the power of suggestion, especially when the media is bombarding everyone, the whole population, with fear and uncertainty. Then people pick that up, and the first time they get a little, might be a little bit of powder, a bit of dust in the air, they cough, oh my God, they run to the hospital like that because of that. So to deal with the fear and the uncertainty of our current situation is also very, very important, and not let that get on top of us. And once again, to meditate regularly is a very good response to that, and to start to look within ourselves and stop projecting our own difficulties onto the people and the world outside of us.
Very good.
Okay, great, thank you.
Cool.